Hello and welcome to Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce, where we connect with Troy Chamber members as they give us a glimpse into their company and share some of the business lessons they've learned along the way. Hi everyone, I'm Tara Tomczyk-Husak, President and CEO of the Troy Chamber of Commerce, and I'm joined today by our lovely and amazingly talented Vice President and co-host Sheila Denstead.
Hello.
First, I'd like to take a moment and thank our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. Stay tuned for our very first commercial break where you can learn how you can rely on Trion. So Sheila, we have a very fun guest today.
We do.
Why don't you do some introductions?
I would love to. This is someone I've actually known, I think, since I've been at the Chamber almost 15 years now. So this is really exciting. Today, we're meeting with Amanda Starr, Hospitality Leader and Regional Catering Sales Manager with QDOBA Mexican Eats. Oh my goodness. I eat there enough. You think I could get that out easily. Amanda has over 30 years in hospitality industry, with the last 15 serving in leadership roles as Regional Catering Sales Manager for large, well-known brands, overseeing multi-state territories and driving success in both full-service restaurants and the quick-service restaurant sector. With a proven track record of growing sales, streamlining operations, and exceeding client expectations, she takes pride in building strong relationships and delivering exceptional experiences, and I can testify to that. She takes great care of all of her customers.
Aww.
Welcome, woman.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's so much fun to be here with the two of you today.
Yay.
And what an intro. Thank you.
Well, Amanda, to get things started, obviously I'm a QDOBA fan already, and I've
Well,
always been a
thank you.
fan of you too.
Oh, good.
But I think what's really unique, and Sheila and I both kind of have the same conversation. We believe like hospitality is kind of the starting point of like success. I hate to say it, like even when we hire people, we look for people who were servers, who were bartenders,
Yeah.
and it helps grow great leaders. And
It really does.
with your 30 years of experience, we've all started. I mean, I know were you a server first or bartender or hostess? I can't remember.
I was a sales manager.
Yes.
That was
Sheila
my
did
first
it in reverse.
experience.
Well, forget you. I was bartending and slinging things, but okay. No, but I think that goes back with understanding the business is really important. You
Sure.
spent 30 years in this industry.
Yeah, right?
How do you think knowing so much about it, growing through the ranks, is
Yeah.
important in leadership today?
Well, we keep talking about 30 years, and certainly it's not making me feel any younger.
You were
here
10.
On the mic.
You were 10 years old.
Exactly.
It's
But
fine.
Yes. No, I mean, I really think it helped me really learn how to be a servant leader, right?
Yeah.
So, anticipating people's needs, I'm very good at that. When you can read the room, when you have a whole rail full of people. I bartended for many years at Champs in Troy, right? So during the day,
wow.
I was your daytime bartender for many years.
Which is a different clientele than the night bartender. Yeah, I like that.
It really is. So it was a lot of the business class,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people that were dropping down to the chamber and visiting, but really it helped me cultivate really great relationships and just how to really address and get ahead of things instead of stay behind things, right? So, but it also taught me grit, hard work, hustle. I just can't say enough things about all those lessons I learned bartending and waiting tables.
Well, and I have to assume that it gives a level of respect as well, because you
Sure.
are working with restaurants.
Yeah.
And if they know that other employees know that you did this too,
Yeah.
you know how it goes. You
Yeah.
know it's not easy.
Yeah.
I think there's sometimes when people come in and say, oh, just do it. It's normal. This is a
Right.
normal thing. That's not reality.
Yeah, no, certainly is not. And I do try and simplify everything that I possibly can for my operations team just to help them
Yeah.
run smoothly, right? And take away some things, again, going back to that, anticipating their needs,
Mhm.
taking some things off their plate. So when they're thinking about the 20 tasks at hand, they can get down to just the one or two, and really prioritize, right? So, I always say I would never ask my teams to do anything I haven't done myself. And truly, I can say that. I've done everything from hostessing to running a dish tank at times, to bartending, to waiting, to doing all of the things, playing manager, cook, everything. And it really has given me a lot of street cred with my teams even today.
Yeah.
So, the first thing I did at QDOBA when I was going through the whole training model there was I went back and I washed dishes. And they just thought that that was insane. And I said, well, if I'm going to ask you to wash dishes in my kitchen, certainly I can be of service, and I'm not above it. So, really that's helped build some really great teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's important today, especially with the younger generation coming in. They need to know you understand what they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And that really changes things, and it's a retention thing.
It really is. Yeah. No, and they're ever so grateful for it. But yeah, I mean, there's got to be times where you have to be the boss, and then there's times where you got to dig in and do the hard work and teach, coach, and show them the way, really. So, yeah.
All right, so we're going back to your experience. I won't drop a number. I'm not putting a number in. How do you look at growth for a restaurant? What are some of the key things businesses should be doing to continue to grow as they're looking at growth?
Really just taking care of the customer, obviously, first and foremost, whether you're a manufacturing company, a restaurant, whatever it is you're in the business of doing, customer is always king. But beyond that, you really need to take care of your people. Because if you're taking care of your teams, if you're really taking care of your people will, in turn take care of the customer. So, that would be my biggest thing. We can talk about hospitality all day long. I mean, really just going back to the anticipating people's needs, getting, real good with the monotony of the day. I can't tell you in my long years of service how many times.
We'll leave the number out moving forward.
How many times I had to say, do you want fries or onion rings with that? But I can tell you how many times I sold a whole lot of onion rings for, a lot of these restaurants that I work at. And the same goes today, right? So, but after a while, it becomes monotonous. But once you get comfortable in that monotony, you really do. You take care of your people. You take care of your customer. People come to know you to be reliable, and you're able to deliver a great experience.
Well, and when you care about your team, again, we all know employees have their own stresses in their life. They're busy. They've got things going on.
Yeah.
If you're even taking a little bit away from them, just knowing that they have a company or a boss that cares about them, they do better work because they care about what they do because they care about you and how you care about them. That was a lot of words. I said care a lot.
Well, it is a lot about caring. Yeah. And really, that is the bottom line of the whole thing. It's when you get to the heart of it. I've been really blessed and crafted with, cultivating really great relationships. And I don't exactly know how to explain it. I think, you girls know me. I come from a very large family that has lots of different personalities. Proud mom to a 21 and 17-year-old. So certainly I know what the younger workforce is up against. I see it with my own kids all the time. So, I just try and be relatable. And really, I just try and meet people wherever they're at. Meet me where, it's just such a crazy world right now. And things get so heavy sometimes. And, at home or at work, right? I just try and meet people where they're at, which has always served me really, really well. I don't know if it's the keys to running, the best business, but it certainly helped me run a really great career.
I love it.
It's being genuine. And you are one of the most genuine people, and that's why people like you so much.
Well,
Very true.
I try to be.
Well, guys, I think this is a good moment to take a quick break and hear a word from our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. We'll be right back.
I'm Joe Vaccheri, President and CEO of the Joe Vaccheri Restaurant Group, which encompasses 24 restaurants throughout the country. Trion's able to provide for our employees health insurance, 401ks, vacation time. All of that helps us compete against larger companies for top talent. Happy employees make for great service, and that's what our restaurants are known for. That's why we rely on Trion.
You can always rely on Trion.
Welcome back to Members on the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. We are here with Amanda Starr with QDOBA. So we talked a little bit about growth, and we all know that this starts with a plan per se.
Yeah.
But in plans, there's different strategies and different ways to do things. Your background showcased so many different varieties as well. So there's the full service restaurant, and then we have the quick service restaurants, or the QSRs as people call it. There's different strategies for each of them. Would you mind talking a little bit about how you manage that piece?
Oh, I don't know, somehow. Some days, right? A full service is definitely the whole experience, right? Start to finish, appetite, the whole thing. The clientele base is certainly different. They're coming in looking for a different, experience, like the whole night out, where, at QDOBA, it is what it is. It's the quick service, but we still always want to be mindful of the hospitality piece, making people feel warm and comfortable.
You guys have a motto as well. Doesn't QDOBA have a motto?
We do, actually. It's our mission statement.
Okay.
It's making the world a more flavorful place.
Aw.
And we believe we do that not only with our food, but with our diverse staff and the people that we hire, like myself and everybody else that makes QDOBA great.
We all bring a little flavor to the table to
That's
make it
right.
better.
Yes, whether it's with our food, our personalities, our wonderful crafted dishes. So, yeah.
So you talked through, so when we were talking about the restaurants and like those who wanted the long experience,
Yeah.
but then the QSRs, timeliness is a huge factor as well in this.
It really is. And we live in this crazy digital world now, right? Where everybody wants it right now, right now, right now. We've all been on the DoorDash, the Grubhubs, we have online ordering through our QDOBA app. But with that being said, yes, it is a quicker experience, but it doesn't mean that we cut back on quality. We're not cutting back or losing, the customer service end of it too. So really the key is to try and manage both. If you're a full service restaurant, you need to maintain true to what you are. And if you are doing the quick service as we are, you need to still, remain hospitable and warm and welcoming and all the things that you would expect at any restaurant you go to.
So it's the smile within my burrito bowl? Is that kind of what we're saying?
Yes.
I like this. I know.
That's right.
I think maybe we need lunch.
I know. It is that time.
I do love that you guys have Fanta, but we'll leave that be.
Oh,
for another
she's a
story.
Fanta person, yeah.
I am too, actually. Isn't
Orange
that funny?
Fanta.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
something
thing. We
about
we
it.
literally buy her cases for her birthday. It's weird.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Okay, that's the story.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That goes back actually as we were all talking about customer service.
Oh, see?
Fanta is
Right?
customer service.
Sheila's favorite drink.
Customer, listen.
It's really important, and we've hit on that a few times,
Yeah.
and we'll continue to hit on that.
Yeah.
It's really important in the restaurant world, but it's
Yeah.
also important in the overall world.
It really is.
What's your philosophy on it?
Oh, I have lots of thoughts on this, right? But, take care of the people. And I can't say that enough. And, however you do it in your business and whatever that needs to look like, I know delivering catering, because I did that for many years. I got to walk into a lot of different meetings and a lot of different places in Troy. And I won't, call out any one company in particular, but whether it was healthcare or manufacturing or, there was a room full of people that, were sitting around and trying to figure the best path forward to maintain good customer service. And really what it truly comes down to is, like we discussed earlier, just being genuine, meeting people where they're at, anticipating needs, warm, friendly smile, and really caring about them and their needs and how to meet them.
Yeah, I think we keep going back to the word care.
Yeah.
I think there's a difference in hospitality of doing something for someone for a reason
Yeah.
than genuinely caring about the reason.
Right.
And how do you instill that kind of value?
By showing the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really think, if you want that in your business, you need to be, the North Star, if you will, of that shining example. And really, again, just, going back to here, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to train you how to do it. And really, I want your personality to come out, right? Because we were all hired, whatever job we're doing, whether we're the CEO or the janitor, we were all hired for a particular reason. And a lot of it does come down to, our personality, how we communicate with people, how we smile, how we laugh, whatever our personality traits are. And I think, just being genuine, right?
We all have the
Authentic.
ability to make someone's day better or worse.
That's right.
Wouldn't you want to be the better?
Right. Be a bucket filler.
Be a bucket filler.
And not a bucket dipper.
Burrito bowl filler.
I know.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I brought it back.
Oh, I
Brought it.
like it.
Thank
That's our
you.
new branding
Thank
initiative.
you.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll have a Fanta now. No.
Okay.
Oh.
I know.
All right. So Amanda, thank you so much for being here today. We know we love having you around. If you could leave our listeners and viewers with one nugget of something they could go out and use today, What would that be?
Oh my goodness. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
We do these ones at the end on purpose.
I know. I'd want, go out in the world and be kind. Be a giver, not a taker. And, yeah, I think that is literally be kind in a world that's not so kind sometimes. I would say that's what I would like to leave the people with today.
All right. That's
Yeah.
a great thing to leave them with.
All right.
I actually feel like I just want to end now. I'd be like, that's just the perfect ending. But the reality of it is you're correct. You are the epitome of hospitality. And just those words alone, when you close out a statement that way, just showcases why you're good at what you do. And honestly, why QDOBA is so successful in this area. So we're really grateful that you're here today.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me.
Well, guys, that's all we have here today on Members of the Mic with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. Special thanks to Amanda for joining us today and all the wonderful food at QDOBA. I'd also like to take a moment to thank our presenting sponsor, Trion Solutions. For more information on joining the Chamber or for upcoming events, go to troychamber.com. Thanks, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.